What's up, boys? We're taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is my favorite website for some player props, whether that's NBA or a different sport or anything like that. And make sure you guys use code DOMG when you guys do go and sign up. Then make your first deposit 100% up to $100. Highly recommend joining a bunch of guys when using my code, and I seriously do appreciate it. I really do appreciate when you guys use my code because it helps me out and helps you guys out as well. Again, 100% deposit match for you guys up to $100 the first time you guys go ahead and sign up and use code DOMG. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hop into this video here. I am feeling pretty good about today. I'm hoping I'm not disappointed though. So I actually have two props from the Pistons here, which is gonna be a little bit interesting, but there's not that many props on the board. I was originally gonna release this video a little bit later today, but I ended up getting some three really good solid value props, I think, for today to go ahead and list off for you guys. So I'm feeling pretty confident, but let's hope I don't end up getting let down because yeah, don't want one of those nights, but I'm feeling pretty good so far. Hopefully I stay the same throughout the rest of the slate today. So let's go ahead and hop into this, but if anyone is new, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. It usually does help me out. Turn your post notifications as well. Helps me out too. So, all right, let's go ahead and hop into this here. I got 2 points props for you guys and then one PRA. So I think the PRA might be my favorite of the day. Honestly, the Pistons are probably my favorite of the day. But let's go ahead and hop into this. So let's go ahead and go with Cade Cunningham over 18.5 points. So he's right on the front here. He's hit 5 out of 5 in his last 5 games. So that's not the only reason we like him, obviously, but he's averaging 21.2 points in his last 5 games here. So he only needs 19 today against Atlanta. Atlanta is known for really being one of those teams that are not great against the guard, and especially the shooting guard. Cade Cunningham's a shooting guard. I'm loving the spot coming off of 5 games where he's gone over this, and he's playing a pretty weaker, usually, defense to the shooting guard. So they've been a little bit better lately, but we'll take a look at that matchup a little bit more. If you take more of a look into Cade Cunningham here, he's at minus 118 to go ahead and hit this over. He's hitting 44% of his games this season and is 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games. But he's obviously on a pretty hot streak right now, going over in 5 out of 5 in his last 5. So let's take a look at this game here. So let's take a look here at the Detroit Pistons game. They're going against Atlanta tonight at 7 p.m. It's a 7-point spread here, 227 over under. So there should be a decent amount of points scored. Hopefully, hopefully this game sees not a blowout. I'm hoping for not a blowout in this game because I'm liking 2 props in this game. This can get absolutely ruined. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing both the Pistons props from this video in the same entry. And always do your own research. I mean, yeah, just always do your own research. Don't go off for directs is what I say. Really the point of this video is for you guys to take a look at these props early in the day because this video is going to be posted at like 11:30 in the morning. Take a look into these and then just see how you like it by the end of the day. Do a little bit more research on it, and then because I usually some of my entries at like an hour before game time because a lot of stuff changes. I mean, for all you know, Jeremy Grant could be out tonight. That could change a lot of stuff, or I don't know, maybe one of these guys end up getting out, and then your entry just gets refunded on 2-pick power for a do not play, or just crazy stuff happens all the time. So I just recommend waiting. And just taking a look throughout the day to see if you still like these by that time because things change, odds change, all that different stuff. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. But back on the topic of Cade Cunningham here. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. But let's take a look at the shooting guard position against the Atlanta Hawks here. So season long here, this website is called FanDuel NBA Defense versus Position. This website is called Rotowire NBA Starting Lineups. But let's take a look here. So let's take a look at shooting guard here versus the Atlanta Hawks. And the Atlanta Hawks are allowing the second most points in the NBA this season per game to the shooting guard position. And then in the last 7 games here, Atlanta definitely does get a little bit better for the most part. So actually a little bit on the tougher side in the last 7 games here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're 10th toughest. But, I mean, season long, they've been definitely allowing a lot of points. So we'll see how they kind of are on the defense this game here against Cade Cunningham. But he's been hot, man. Going to kind of ride the hot streak here with Cade Cunningham in what seems to be like a decent matchup, at least season long. So we'll see how this one goes tonight. Against Atlanta. All right, let's take a look into another point prop here. And this one I'm going to be going back to. I know a lot of people are kind of hopping off this train, but I'm hopping right back on. It's going to be Tyrese Maxey over 17.5 points. He's 4 for 4 with James Harden in the lineup, and James Harden is supposed to play. It doesn't even say he's questionable here on Rotowire NBA starting lineups. So I'm liking Tyrese Maxey a lot over 17.5 points. The only time he missed was against Miami, who was a tough defense and was without James Harden. He was only half a point away. He got caught on the hook. So I believe he was at 17.5 in that game before he ended up getting bumped with Harden out, which I didn't understand the bump because I believe he got bumped over 17.5 and I think it was like 19.5 when Harden got ruled out. I almost took the under on it because I thought that Tyrese Maxey would not perform the same with James Harden out, and that was kind of true. but he still did very well. So let's take a look more into this one, though, against Chicago tonight. But he's a minus 111 to go ahead and hit this over. Harden is back in the lineup, like I said. He's hitting 45% of his games this season, and he is 4 for 4 with Harden. And the thing is, he is 0 for 3 versus Chicago this season. But again, defense is going to be focused more on Embiid and Harden. That's kind of why I'm liking this prop here. But he had 14 in the first matchup, 10 in the second, and 16 versus Chicago. So he came kind of close to this. At least in the last game, he had 16, so a basket away, really. And I'm kind of hoping Harden can give him that edge and get that one more basket we need for him to hit this over in today's game. So probably my least favorite of them. I don't know. I'm liking really all of these. I'm not really sure how I'd rank these, to be honest. Kind of like all these today, but averaging 24.8 in his last 5 games. I mean, he's been going ballistic with Harden. I mean, look at these numbers: 33, 25, 21, and 28. It's been crazy. And even against slow-paced teams like the Knicks, 25 and 21. I mean, he's been able to kill this. So let's take a look into this one, though. Point guard, although he's kind of... James Harden is pretty much the point guard, but it just depends on kind of how you see it. So 7.5 point spread, though, 232 over-under. Let's take a look into this one here. So we'll take a look at point guard, but if you guys want to take a look at shooting guard or whatever, if you think Tyrese Maxey will maybe take on that role a little bit more with Harden kind of taking that facilitator point guard role. It's just really kind of however you see it. This is FanDuel NBA for defense versus position, like I said, on Fantasy Pros. But let's take a look here. So point guard points versus the Chicago Bulls. And the Chicago Bulls are allowing the 4th most points to the point guard position per game so far this season. So very good matchup here for the point guard going against the Bulls. And the last 7 games here, the Bulls are allowing the most. They're allowing the most points to the point guard position in the NBA. So per game to the point guard. So pretty good spot here, I would say, for sure, for Tyrese Maxey here, who is projected to be starting at point guard. It should hopefully be playing point guard a good amount. And I think he'll continue this hot streak, man. I think defense is going to be focused on Embiid and Harden. You kind of have to. And Tyrese Maxey is kind of going to take that role, that scoring role, hopefully, is kind of what I'm seeing here for him tonight against the Bulls to hopefully grab 18 points. I'm definitely liking that. Let's take a look at the last one here. Let me know what you guys think about these down in the comments. Let me know your favorites down in the comments if you guys wish. But 17.5 on the over for Isaiah Stewart, PRA. I'm loving this one. I don't really know why this line is so low. I understand Atlanta might be a tougher matchup, but they definitely bumped the crap down on this prop. So, I mean, he's averaging 20 in his last 5 games, 5 out of 5 in his last 5. Could end up being a sweater. Likely, it probably will be a sweater. I mean, it's a tougher matchup, but, I mean, he's had 19 in 3 out of his last 5 games, which is only 1.5 over 17.5. But let's take a look into this one here. So, he's a minus 118 to hit this over. He's hitting 61% of his games this season, and he's at 90% hit rate on the season when playing 27 plus minutes. And he has had 27 plus minutes in his last 5 games. So he's getting the minutes. We'll see if he can get it today, assuming this game stays close against Atlanta, which is another reason why I don't recommend playing, especially these 2 props, Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart, in the same entry, because both of them kind of rely on a lot of points, and, you know, there's blowout potential a little bit there, so you're not sure exactly how much they're going to be playing. So I think it's safe to play them. Personally, I think this. I'm not telling you guys to play this, but I think it's a good idea. I personally will probably be playing them in 2 separate 2-pick power plays, but not playing them with each other in like a 3-pick, if that makes sense. Because I just don't feel comfortable playing 2 players. I usually don't try to do that, is play 2 like point props or like 2 same rebound props in the same one, because there's less of them to go around, if that kind of makes sense. Maybe my logic is a little bit flawed on that, but that's just kind of how I see it. So I got a little bit sidetracked again there. But yeah, 90% hit rate when playing 27 plus minutes this season. He's hitting 9 out of 10 in his last 10 games, though, and has hit in 9 straight games. That's crazy. And he also had 25 versus Atlanta this season, which was a while ago. It was October 25th. But he did have 25 versus Atlanta last time they played. So, yeah, pretty good spot, I'd say, for Isaiah Stewart, I think, against Atlanta today. So, although the matchup, like I said, is going to be definitely on the tougher side here, so kind of got to be aware of that. So, again, top back for this Pistons game, there should be a decent amount of points to go around, though. So, 227 over-under is what they have projected at. Just, again, kind of hoping this one does not blow out. That would kind of suck. But center going against the Atlanta Hawks. Let's take a look at this here. So season-long center, we take a look at FanDuel points to kind of get an idea for PRA, but it's obviously fantasy score. We're not factoring in. PRA doesn't factor in steals or blocks, or turnovers, but Yeah, Atlanta here. Let's just take a look at points first. So Atlanta allowing points, they have definitely limited the points to the center position. Rebounds here, they're kind of limiting the rebounds a little bit, but that's kind of why the number is bumped down. It's because it is a tough matchup. I think you can just go over this number. But, I mean, look at this. They're definitely tough in the last 7 games, too, to center. So it will not be an easy road for Isaiah Stewart, but it looks great. I mean, 90% hit rate when playing 27-plus minutes. 9 out of 10 hit rate in his last 10 games. Went over last time versus Atlanta by a good margin. I think he does have the opportunity to go ahead and hit this over today, but it will be a tough matchup for him to do this. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think that one's definitely probably the more riskier one, but I think it will have a big payoff, if that kind of makes sense. But, yeah, that's going to do it, man. I seriously appreciate you guys watching this video. If anyone is new, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your post notifications. Those things will help me out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.